let's get to this main event. Main event was super fun, but once again, not the most competitive.
Okay, I'm glad you phrased it that way because I was going to say you had said it wasn't competitive, and a part of me took that as like wasn't a fun fight to watch. But I don't think that's how you meant it. I think you meant competitively scoring it, like as a scored sport. It was obvious who was winning, but like it was a fun fight.
I'll say this, man. All right, so everybody knows. So we got Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. You know, unless you were living under a rock for the past 2 weeks, you know, this was the grudge match, former friends, former roommates, blah, 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 blah. They beat that storyline into the fucking dirt, in my opinion. You know,
They did.
I'm somebody who's very tuned in. I watch all the lead ups, all the podcasts, all that. So I maybe heard, but I just got so tired of hearing it by the time that fight actually took place. But all that being said, if I watch this fight on mute with like no lead up, like say I like just found out about UFC on Saturday and I didn't know either of these guys, I would say that this fight wasn't necessarily fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like the only thing that made it fun to watch is because I knew what was on the line. I knew the story.
I knew how much they hate each other. I knew how much they hate each other. I mean, I'll be honest. I had two people bet against me, and because they said, "Who you taking?" And I was like, "Oh, well, the easy choice, Covington. What do you mean?" And they were like, "Oh, you want to put money on it?" And I was like, "Yeah, what do you want to bet?" Yeah, sure, immediately. One guy was like 25. One guy was like 15. I was like, "Well, these numbers are tiny, but yeah, sure, great, handshake, boom, pay it out." You know what I'm saying? Because it's obvious, right? Like we watched as.
And we were bullish on this all along. We've said this on like on last week's podcast. That like
probably for a month out.
Yeah, a month out. We've been very consistent, like unwavering, like.
And it's not that we're Covington fans, because I think every time we've addressed it, we've said like it would be really cool if Masvidal could win the fight.
So cool,
it would be best. It would be best for the division if he could win the fight, because that would rebalance the division between one Kamaru Usman and 1A Covington and everybody else, not named Khamzat Chimaev.
And Colby would have to get back in the mix and fight some of the boys and extend the ladder down.
Exactly.
And Masvidal could potentially, you know, I guess he just signed a new deal before that fight, so he wasn't going to retire. But I don't know. And also, as much as I'm not a big Colby guy, I'm definitely not a big Masvidal guy. Like,
I don't get the huge. He acts like he's a big pay-per-view draw. Did you hear that this did 8th all time in pay-per-view sales
last night?
They're saying they estimate it'll be 8th.
Yeah, those
based on buy trends, but like, yeah, you're right. That never holds up.
Mickey Mouse, but I mean, Masvidal is a pay-per-view draw. I mean, the storyline.
I think this was more about Covington's draw.
Well, Covington's historically not been a draw, so like the numbers kind of.
Yeah, but they say that. But like, who's he had as a championship opponent? Usman, who sits there and says the dumbest, weakest shit talk on earth in press conference. The dude can't talk shit. Usman, he cannot talk shit in press conferences. He ruins his own sales.
And he used to have a reputation as a boring fighter. I think that's changed, but it's changed very recently.
Like give Covington someone that can talk shit with him. Like if you do Covington McGregor just as like an off-style fight, holy shit.
Yeah, no, the lead up would be huge. I feel you. No, like I said, man, this fight went down how we saw. I mean, Covington was minus 310 favorite, so Vegas didn't see it being competitive either. Because I mean, Masvidal, I mean, you literally had to break this down. You would think you're breaking down a Derek Lewis fight. Like, Masvidal has to knock him out. Like, all right, we're talking about welterweights, and we're talking about a guy that doesn't get really knocked out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
dude, he got caught 3 or 4 times last night with like big shots that like Masvidal usually hurts people with, and you saw his jaw just like come out to the side and snap back, and he just like shoot him for a takedown. You're like, dude's a machine, honestly.
Now, what got me a little nervous in the 24 hours, and it's crazy how they kept this under wrap until 24 hours before the fight, you started hearing a lot of like whisperings and rumors and rumblings about Covington having a bad injury, like a knee injury. I started hearing that like right before the fight. Like, I think Joe Rogan mentioned it. I saw people tweeting about it. You know, you heard them different, you know, a little whisper here, a little podcast there that maybe something was wrong with Covington's knee. So that made me a little nervous. But
I don't think that was true.
He fought. He looked fantastic.
Well, I think he would have owned it. Like he would have gloated about it after the fight and his post-fight. And he didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, perhaps.
I almost wonder if that was like a falsely leaked story by his own camp.
Like different guys handle injuries differently. Though some guys keep them under wraps.
Okay, but we know. But here's what I'm saying: is we know who Colby is, right?
Yeah, he's not
So
much for
after
keeping his
winning a
mouth
fight
shut.
like that, he would be like, "Yeah, and I have a blown ACL. These bums can't even hang with me, and I have one good leg."
Fucking nerds and virgins. I feel you
Yeah,
with
right. Like
with your
that's
intact ACLs. Yeah, I feel you.
like he would have let us know if he was even suffering anything at all after dominating.
Man, all right. So I mean, this fight looked how everybody with the fucking two brain cells to rub together knew it would look. I mean, Colby Covington was going to take him down. Now, the first round, he made him work for the takedowns. I think it was like 4 attempts to like fully get him down and controlled.
Yes.
Which I get. It kind of like on some Bobby Green, Islam Makhachev shit. Like he did as much as he could do. He made him work for that. Like,
and to give credit to Masvidal, he put on good takedown defense at the start of the round, but you could tell it was like a Covington figured out, oh, this is what you're going to do? Well, I'm going to chain wrestle through that position and get you to a new position.
And anybody not named Colby Covington, they fail the first couple of takedowns, and you got to worry like, oh, this is a first round fight. Don't blow your gas tank. But literally, Colby Covington does like an infinite gas tank. Like it's like a
it's like a cheat code gas tank. Yeah, right. Yeah. Like he's not great at striking. Tank. He's honestly not the best wrestler in the octagon, but he's so persistent with his pace. He'll break you with his pace.
And that's exactly what happened. So like after the slight resistance in round 1, which Covington still won.
I thought round two was Jorge's best round.
No way. Round 4, I mean, we'll get to it. I disagree. I have round 4 as Masvidal's best round.
Really? The only round that was scored for him was round 2 by Camijo, but I still didn't even score that for him. My scorecard was 50-45.
Well, you know what? Actually, the ESPN feed cut out, and it was like universal. People were tweeting about it. Even Ariel Helwani tweeted about it, and the feed resumed 2 minutes remaining in the round. So I only got to hear the last 2 minutes. So that could be why I leaned for Covington, because from what I saw, literally in my notes, from what I saw, 10-9 Covington, because he ended the round with those left hands, the pretty big left hands, the takedown. But the entire ESPN feed cut out.
So I'll tell you, that was the only takedown he got in round 2 is the one you saw at the end.
Okay.
So imagine 3 minutes on the feet. Yeah, he was actually because he was starting to land some like short shots. Like now, granted, Covington started to counter when Masvidal started to land these like little short hooks and stuff, and like starting to step off angles and make Covington kind of eat shots to get these takedowns and single legs, and then he would actually. He got a single leg, pulled him up to his body, and then broke away from him. I was like, well, that's a great grappling sequence for Masvidal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So even with all that being said, Covington finished out the round strong and won the end of the round. And 2 judges scored the round for him, and I scored the round for him, to be quite honest. Okay. I just thought that was Masvidal's closest round.
Okay, fair. 3 might have been the easiest to score, man. I mean, it was 3+ minutes of control. Colby was advancing position, ground and pound. I mean, round 3 was, no contest, but not enough damage for a 10-8, in my opinion.
Yes, I completely agree. A lot of control, not the most damage.
Did any judge give that a 10-8?
No. Round 5 was the 10-8.
Okay. So round 4 is what I said was Masvidal's best round, because that's the round Masvidal dropped Covington.
Yes.
He landed a right hook. I mean,
but he didn't drop him, though, did he? Oh, yeah. That's one where he dropped him to his back.
He dropped him.
Yeah, because in round 2, he hit the same punch, but Covington hit a knee, but didn't touch his knee, so it didn't count as a knockdown.
Okay, and I missed that one. The one I saw was a knockdown.
That's the one where he rolls to his back. And then pops back up, right?
About as good as any right hand Masvidal's landed in his career. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Covington's chin. I mean, it was clean as all. But I mean, that was it. It was the one punch in the whole fight.
And then Covington was back all over him.
Yes. So I still give round 4 to Covington. You see like that 20-piece combo Covington? Like it was like unanswered.
Dude.
Just like. It was insane, like speed
I think Herb Dean started yelling "fight back" at Masvidal at that point.
Oh, I mean, it was about a nut hair away from being called.
Well, that's my point. Was saying that is if you're having fight back yelled at you, it's this close to being finished.
So, like, I would, like, if it wasn't for that one punch, it would have probably been 10-8 Covington in that round for me. But that one punch from Masvidal kept it from being that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then, so round 5, the judges gave it 10-8. I gave it 10-9. You know, it was, to me, I thought round 3 was more dominant than round 5, but
yeah, I just had it straight 10-9s all the way across.
Me too. I had it 50-45, which only one judge agreed with us.
Yeah, one judge actually gave round 2 to Masvidal, but had all the rest to Covington 10-9s, which I disagree with. I think he had a good round. I don't think he won the round. I think there's a big difference in those statements.
Yes, and I don't really have any pushback because I missed.
It sucks, man. Like, it's those damn ESPN feeds, you know.
Yeah, no.
They really screwed us over. I couldn't watch any of the second round.
Like, and then the fucking feed cut out in the main event. Like, come on, dog. I just watched like 6 hours of fights, and then
like you put in 6 hours to get cut out in the main event.
And then like it'd be one thing if it was like my Wi-Fi, but I hopped on Twitter and like Ariel Helwani tweeted about it. Like UFC fighters were tweeting about it. Like it was like an actual. And then I was like, is this like a fucking Russian like a cyber attack? Like Jesus Christ.
That's so messed up. So yeah,
salty about the fucking
getting their revenge. The one judge, so 49-46 for the judge that gave Masvidal one round. We both had it 50-45, like Sal D'Amato. Derek Cleary scored it. 50-44, giving round 5 a 10-8 to Covington.
Yeah. See, to me, if you're gonna give it 10-8, it's got to be round 3. But I
agree with that.
It's whatever. I mean, I don't know. Colby Covington looked phenomenal. I mean, he looked so good.
Let me ask you this real fast. When he is not fighting a guy named Usman, what do we always say about Covington at the end of his fight?
Looks so goddamn good.
Looks so good. Like, I don't understand it, man. Like, why is this division so log jammed with these two Hamzat, but these two guys right now?
Well, you know what? My position, ever since I watched that More Plates, More Dates episode, my feelings on this have changed. Because if you believe that Colby's natty and Usman's not, and everybody's saying that, like, Colby's 1A and, like, he's the best guy not named Usman,
then how is Colby not the best, right? Because if he was...
If you're bringing in natty, you know... Which is, it's speculation.
But that dude knows this shit. And Usman's brother being a pharmacist and also
pharmacist.
Yeah. Like I don't know. It's all a little suspect.
It is a little suspect. And give us a subscription, like some videos, leave some comments, share some videos. Appreciate your time, brother. That was a lot of fun.